Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 20th of April, starting on the daily chart here. As you know, for the daily chart, I've got a couple of counts. I'm not going to go into that today because they pretty much all lead to the same conclusion of having a top in this area through here. Our main focus has been from wave 4 to wave 5 here, and we're looking for 5 waves within that structure of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, and we've also been looking for 5 waves in wave 3 here as well, and I think that's completed now, but we need to be a little bit mindful picking tops, and also too that in terms of the trading levels, we've got the medium level here at 4,000, and then we've got the minor levels that make up group 1, which is 1, 2 and 3 here. So we're at number 2 here, so it's just natural to see a reaction from that large number of 200, not so much the 400 but the 200 there. We've sold off just before that. We are looking for a 38.2% retracement level here, so we'll just observe it. I'm not that keen on trading against the trend, but it can take us down to this level here. Obviously the 4,100 is going to, the 4,100 is going to play a strong part in that as well. But as always, we just follow the count, just start counting on the way down. So that's what we'll be doing today. So the takeaway here is that the 4,100 is the obvious next support. There are lots of supports between 100 and 200, of course, 1 being the strongest number in the market, followed by 5. So the 4150 is going to play a part. But between 1 and 2 here, we use the Fibonacci sequence of 10, 20, and 30, 1, 2, 3, and then 50, and then 80 in here, and that's what we'll be looking at as well. So we'll just move into the 4-hour chart, and I've got 2 counts moving up through here, but this is probably the correct one, and the reason for that is that the 38.2% retracement level comes in to the previous 4th wave here. A little bit close to the top of wave 1, I have to say, for a 3rd wave, but we're in the 5th wave of a large structure, so a 5th of a 5th, so we can expect the market to get a little tired in that zone. So yeah, let's go in and take a closer look at this on the 1-hour chart. We had another trade in here long at this point here. We've been stopped out just here for that, and where are we? So yeah, the 4-1 here. So we're looking for basically an A, B and C correction for wave 4, but we do need to be a little bit mindful as well, because wave 4s can get complicated. There's 11 or 12 different types of corrections. So we need to see if we get an impulse wave down first, or 3 waves in the A wave. So we want to find out if the A wave is 5 waves and or the A wave is just 3 waves, and because we wait for that, then we'll be able, the 11 or 12 different types of corrections will be able to halve at that point, because a 3-wave move can turn into any of the flat family corrections or triangles and double zigzags and so on. A simple 5-wave impulse wave here would just give us an A and a B and a C wave correction, and then another 5 down at that point. So it'll be a bit easier to track at that point. So we'll need to go in, but we're looking much lower here. So let's just go into the tick chart and have a closer look at this. So I'll just borrow these from over here. A little bit high for wave 4, we'll come back and check on that. We'll also just compare this to the NASDAQ as well here for this. I think I need to go 1 degree higher for this. Didn't quite make it to our top there. This is a little bit odd as well. Looks like leaving this here is almost like an A wave coming down here and a B wave up here and a C wave here, so we'll have to be a bit careful about that. This 5 waves down here so far, it's probably actually, you know, when I think about it, is, I mean, I can see we got 5 waves here, a little bit rough, but it's could be wave 1 here rather than wave A, because it's still a little bit short. But we're not really interested in trading at this moment. We're just really observing this market to, you know, this correction, so that can rally back up to that point. So I'll just copy that there, and also just put a B wave there, but I'll have to restructure that. I have to go 1 degree higher for that. In the meantime, we can look at this here, just roughly. And we'll just want to compare the NASDAQ as well here. So just an ABC pattern here, and we've got this 1 and 2 here and 3 here. So I don't know if that's finished. I need to pull that apart, but we still need a wave 4 and wave 5 to come in here to complete that there. So coming into group 2 here, a bit of a strange one really. We don't need that. So the 72 here, group 2 is 65, 72 and 80 here, so the 72 can play out in that space. So we should see that move up there and then move down again from here. Not very sharp move down, I have to say. Wave A is normally quite sharp. Let's just have a look at the NASDAQ as well. So just on the daily chart here, we've been looking at it as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we can just tidy this up a little bit here. We'll just get a few things in play here. So we're looking for that 38.2% retracement level that comes down to around here. Doesn't have to come all the way down, of course. We just count the structure instead. It's a bit short for an A wave, you know, just a bit short. It's possibly, I'll pull it apart in a moment. I'm just wondering if we get three or 5 down here, and then get an ABC pattern here, and then the other 5 coming down this way here, something like this. It should look something like that. We need a reasonable size, you know. Wave 2 is simple and sharp, which it is. It's just a simple ABC, a zigzag pattern, or rather a 5-3-5 pattern. So this one should travel a little bit more sideways through here for this. We're not going to miss anything here, by the way, so don't get sort of button panicky sort of thing, because this is 14,000 here. Even if we were looking for a long trade here, we would still be looking for a classic trading levels pattern to play out there. So that would look like this here across the 14,000 here. So we've got the arrival so far, so we're looking for the reaction, which will be, you know, the wave 4 here. So we'd still need to see the first high above the level and then a move back down before we can trade here, and as such anyway. So we've got the arrival here, the reaction. Would still need the first high above the level, and we don't chase that, we just allow that to be, and then we'll need it to come back and test that, and then we'd have our long trade sitting over this side. Yes, we could get a better position and so on, but there's a lot of, don't lose money in this section here. Just allow it to play out, mature, and then pick it up, and 90% of the time we'll get it sort of roughly right. Sure, we can make a mistake and it can just keep on going, but it's a bit of a rare case in that instance. Let's just move in and take a closer look from the daily chart to the 4-hour chart. Just look at this retracement level here. I'll just leave that there. So that's coming down to 13,500. So it's still quite a way down in that regard. That would probably leave this wave 4 somewhere down here as well for that, but not a biggie at this stage. Let's just go to the hourly chart. Yeah, I can see this has got a weird top here as well. Did it make a new high? No, it didn't, so that's fine. But still left that like an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here for this. A little bit weird. Let's just go in and check the tick chart here just to compare it to the S&P. Oh, that's how we counted it yesterday, right. So we had an ABC for wave 4, then 1 and 2 and 3. Right, that's where we're up to. Well, I don't know about this wave 4. Folks are going to be saying stuff about that overlapping wave 1 there and having that there. Well, we're pretty close anyway with all of this, but it still leaves us lower than that, so that's the problem. So I have to say that this does leave us with an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave down here, so to speak. But I will count that anyway, just to have a look. So once again, I'll just borrow these. Still I can see 5 waves here. We've got 5 waves. So I'll just move that. I mean, with that current situation, this could be 1 and 2 here as well. That's a little bit annoying, but I'm just going to play it out as I see fit. Just having a little bit of faith in the bigger picture count and calling this an ABC pattern here. But it really concerns me that we didn't make a new high there. What the hell's that? It's so many buttons to push. Yeah, so that's where we are here. It will want to try to retest that. I mean, if it goes further than, if it gets back up on the 14,000, I've made a mistake and the market will be going higher, and we'll need to look at this here as the A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down to this point. I'll put it onto that C wave here. So, yeah, so if I've made a mistake, we can use the 14,000 here, but you'd still need, there's a lot of supply over here, supply just meaning sellers, so we would need to see a pattern, a classic pattern like this here on the 14,000, because that's just telling us that it's been retested. If you chase the breakout, you're just going to get trapped here because it may not come back up past these highs here again. You know, it can just fade after that retest and move down here. You know, this is, if I was shorting this here, I would look for the breakout. I mean, I could look here wait for the first low below the level, and that becomes my short trade at that point. Oh, it never got triggered. Okay, well that kept me safe, and then I can do the same over here as well for that. So the market's moved through here, gone back up and retested it. So that's my short trade at that point if I was going to short, but I'm not. But it's just that using the retest is really important because it confirms, it kind of wraps the volume up in that price action. That's why it works. But reading the volume is another story. So in this little move here, we'll be looking for 1, 2, 3 here, 4, probably 4 here, and 5 here. So we're not looking for much here really, probably struggle to get up there. This is a bit of a dance across the 13.9 in this case as well. Unless we look at this as down for 1 here and over for 2 here, and then down for 3 here and 4 here, but it does leave wave 2 rather big at that point, and I wouldn't want to take at that point, but that far. But the 38.2% retracement level is where it's sitting now. So we'll just see how it struggles there. Look, as I mentioned before, I'm not really concerned about trading this. If you wanted to go short here, you could trade that off there or draw a line through there and short it and so on. But I'm not interested in that. I'm more interested in the whole of wave 4 completing and then trading long again. And that way we're trading with the trend. Doesn't really matter which way you trade, long or short, and it doesn't really matter what you do, long as you know what you're doing. And I can, because I only do the video each day, then I can only I can only sort of manage a certain amount of it, of price action, so to speak. I mean, a trend has got a beginning, a middle, and an end, and we can see that it's starting to roll over here because it's just arcing over, and it's also getting overlapping wave structures now as well. So it's creeping higher, but we can expect that at the 14,000. So yeah, look, I'll just leave it at that because the market's not going to go anywhere anyway to the upside. It still need to get support on 14,000, and it may go up as well. Maybe I've got this count wrong here, but we'd still need to see that tested support sitting on the 14,000 before we went long. So if I've made a mistake, that's okay. Basically, this trend hasn't been corrected, and we're looking for a pullback. That's as simple as that. I think this is the top, and we looked at it yesterday. We've been looking at it, and it is unfolding in the right way. We should expect 13,500 roughly here. If that is the case, then we'd be looking for 5 waves in the A wave here. It just didn't give me a nice top here to do that. It's already giving me an A and a B and a C here, but let me just have a little look at the cash market on this here. That's the NASDAQ. Oh no, so the NASDAQ at the top here, at this top area, that was the high, and we've just had straight down here. We've already counted 5 waves down, so we've got 1 and 2 and 3 down to here, 4 and 5. So I think we're on the right track there for that. That's nice and sharp. Just the futures didn't play out as neatly and tidy as I wish. Alrighty, let's have a look at have a quick look at the stocks. Okay, starting with Amazon here. We're looking for, eventually anyway, we're looking for a high above this wave 3 over here for this, and to make wave 5 over here. So wave 3 here with an A wave, a B wave, a C wave here for wave 4, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to the upside here, and that will make a larger wave 3 here for that. And a wave 4 over here. Back down again, a bit more complicated. But this would be in line with the NASDAQ and the SP 500 as well in this instance. So yeah, I better go to the tick chart and just rearrange that a little bit. So 100 ticks, so from the daily chart to tick chart is what we do. So I'm going to have to, yesterday we understood that this move down here was in 5 waves, so we were looking for a B wave rally, so that's coming to here, and we're looking for that C wave here that looks already completed there, actually, a bit weird. Unless we get, I mean, it looks like a bit of an expanded flat, unless we get, unless this is wave 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4 and 5 here for that. I mean, it could be a running flat as well, that's the problem. So yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. Kind of like to bring it in with the S&P and all the rest of it. I mean, we can go long above that level there for that. But what I'm thinking that we need to do, and I'll just need to go to double check everything. I'll have to put that wave 3 here and this wave. I'll just leave that there for the time being. And then this wave 5 up here to make 5 of 3. Anyway, yeah, not quite sure what the best way to handle that is. Let's just see first. I mean, it should just move in line with the other markets first. I mean, it's possible that it can move up from here, a running flat. No, it can't be a running flat because it's 5 waves here. So no, we should see more downside here. So I'll just leave it. I want to pick it up. I want to pick the buy signal up down here for this. So we'll just watch that. We'll look at that again tomorrow. Alphabet's just running a really nice tight trend, so we don't really need to do a lot here. We've got a position here and here, and we've got the stop here now. We've got another little position in here. We've taken a percentage here. I think that in line with the S&P, we've still got a little correction, another push to the upside where we can take some profit, but we might need to, because we've got 2,000 here, then we've got group 1, which is 1, 2 and 3, 100, 200 and 300, and we'll be looking for a classic trading levels pattern. So classic trading level pattern on top of the 300 will look a little bit like this. So the arrival, the reaction, the first high above it. So I'm thinking that we'll take a percentage just here for that. So let's just go into the tick chart and re-establish that. So yeah, because we've got this long trade here, I want to, when this pops up through here for this wave 5 here of wave 3, then we need to take that in here for that, take a decent chunk off. We'll still leave our stop here for that. We're just leaving it out of the way, really. That's the main thing, because we want to get up to here before we take profit. So I don't want to be stopped out, basically, you know. But we will take some off here because this market can pull back down to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, back down here for that. Roughly speaking, we'll check on that a bit later. So yeah, we may as not, you know, we might as well just take. So anywhere sort of anywhere above that, if we get it. Just hope we don't have 5 waves there already with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Probably do. Otherwise, if it doesn't pop there, I'll leave you to decide that. Okay, but try and keep it break even. If it drops below this, bar here, all right, this low here, then take it off and just take it as break even at that point, and we'll pick it up back down here for that. That could be in there, that top already. Let's just see if we can go to 20 ticks and just have a quick look at that last little trend there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th wave and 5th wave. Yeah, we could have it actually. So we don't want it to go below this low here. So if it goes below that low there, you need to exit that last position. So we at least got it at break even at that point. Okay, Apple, bit of a tricky little sucker. So we can have it as wave 3, 4 and going up for wave 5 here. It's also possible to have this wave 4 sitting over here for this, and as a running flat, as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave down, with this A wave is here to make wave 4 and then moving up higher from that point. But it's a bit tricky because the A wave here doesn't really count nicely as wave 1. I suppose you could put wave 1 on the top, over on this little top, and call this an A and a B and a C wave here. Bit of a long shot because then you got 5 waves which is overlapping each other up here, so that's probably not the right way to go as well. But if we're going to follow the NASDAQ and the S&P and so on, then it's likely that I can see it wants to push up a little bit. So let's just say that it pushes up, but it still needs to have a correction and then a push up here. So I'm taking it up to the 38. So if you're looking to take profit, the 38 is the number. 8 is always a profit-taking number. It's the third strongest number. It's also roughly we're above the 61.8% from that high to that low here. So that runs in about here somewhere. So that will be the 78.6 roughly. Not that it's a big deal. A little bit below that, but that's okay. So, but yeah, the number 8 is the 138 is what we're looking for, or 13772 is also there as well. Let's just check it on this. Oh, sorry about that, because what I'm thinking is, you know, once the S&P and the NASDAQ top out, well, then they're going to roll over into wave 4. So we could be stuck with this situation here for this. That's the danger here, all right? Because that being the top there, we have 5 waves down here with an A and a B and a C wave up here. So that's what haunts me on this one. So yeah, from blue wave, bit messy, but from blue wave B here up to C of B here, that's what we're looking for. So we've got 1 and 2 here, and we've got a trade in down here for this, and we're looking up here. We've taken a percentage here because it was at the 61.8%. And also too, I could look at this as wave 3 and 4 here. And last time we spoke, we looked at this as a little move up here that could be wave 5, the top here. Didn't really make a new high above here, not that it sort of has to. So we had it either as wave 5 or wave 1. If it was wave 1, then we could look at this as an A and a B and a C back for wave 2 here, and then pushing up from that point. So we're looking to go long at that point. So that's got triggered in, so we can move the stop up a little bit further. So we had the stop down here, of course, so we could bring it. We've been safe from all of that. I'm going to bring it up to here. This is an impulse wave here. This is corrective here because it's got overlapping wave structures in this section here. So we should continue to push up from here in 3, 4 and 5 here. It should even take us higher than that, you know. But I'm a little bit unsure about this guy here, actually. It's a bit of a weird one. But look, we get this pretty close to break even here, and once you get your second low in here, so that goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, once you get that low in here, then bring this stop up to that point here, to that low. And this is the 138 here that I was sort of thinking of. But with the other markets moving down, if that's the case, if that is the case, then you know, this is moving in a completely different direction. So we can take that away now. We don't need that. So we'll have to look at that as wave 1 and 2 here. And I've got to get my head around this. I'll have to be a bit philosophical about it without bending too many rules. I suppose it probably end up being 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and building up higher up into here. But we'll just leave it there for the time being. And this stop here will cover also this position down here as well for that. Yeah, we'd need to go into protection mode up here for this. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Okay, so this is square, and we're quite close to the top here. I mean, being a wave 4, it can play out in different ways, so this is why I've just been a little bit careful. In the first instance, I've looked at it as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave for wave 4, and going up for wave 5 here. And that's kind of okay, but of course we don't want, we can't have this wave 4 overlapping wave 1 here, the top of wave 1. Otherwise that makes this move up here an A wave, a B wave and a C wave up to this point. So we need to see this market turn up, straight up from here and move up from that current low. Will it do that? Not sure, but that's that's it. This will be a bit of a sort of a breaker or maker in this particular instance. So we're just going to go into the tick chart and just have a look at this so-called ABC for wave 4 here. See what that is looking like. Okay, so we've got it up here as wave 3, but it can be wave B, C of B here. We looked at this move down through here first. It did appear that this move is in 3 waves, so making up a nice corrective pattern, and a B wave coming into play. And then we started counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I could probably change that a bit, but I'm still happy with that. And then the 5th wave has just really extended here. That's all I can say here. So just let me, so we don't want it going any lower than where we are now with this. So this would have to be the 3rd wave in here. So we'll just label some of it wave 3 and yeah, we need to see it move up from this point. I mean, you can't look at that as 5 waves possibly, but we don't have a trade in here anyway, so that's okay. We went long up through here, took a percentage here and got out here, so we don't need a lot of this stuff here now, but whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, so let's just see how that plays out. I mean, like, it looks more bearish the way that it's moving down, but let's just see. I wouldn't want it going, it can't go any lower than this current low here in that regard. And Tesla, the last one here. So, yeah, I mean, we know the move down here is you know, the primary count is 5 waves down here. It can be counted as an ABC correction as well. If you have that, that can be correct. The only thing about that is that this move up here is not in 5 waves, it's in 3 waves. So it makes it an A wave, so it's hard to put that as wave 1. So we've had the B wave here. Now my problem is the C wave here should be in 5 waves. So I know that that's wave 1 and 2 here, and then we could look at that as 3, but then this move down here and overlaps this. So it's going into some weird situation now. So if we look at the NASDAQ and the S&P and so on, they've still got another move down, and then they've got to move up again, haven't they? And then they've got their top in play, and then they're going to come down hard at that point. So that's really this is what the rest of the market is basically going to do. So how does that fit into, you know, into Tesla? That's my question. So on 100 ticks here, so I probably don't have any answers for this. Let's just get in a bit more data here. So first of all, our trade, we had a long trade in here, and we had our stop here, and the idea was to take a percentage at the 750 here, but to take a percentage that you'd at least get to break even at that point. So I hope you've done that. And the next step here is that we also talked about being short below the 730. So maybe you're short here already for this. I can see that we've got 1, 2. I'll just clear these up here. I can see that we've got a nice 5 wave structure to the downside here for this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this. But at the same time, I can also see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this as well. So we're going to have to look after that there and just exit at that point and protect that. I hope you took it at the 700. I wasn't expecting it to, you know, to drop that quickly in that regard. But we've got 5 waves here, so that means that we're going to get another 5 to the upside. So we can look at, this is where the whole thing gets a bit weird. I have to ponder it, and I'm always short for time. But we'll be looking at something like that. That's why you need to get out. In fact, you could go long there if you wanted to. So at first glance, what I'll need to do is just sorry, just got to get my head working. In Australia, I just pretty much roll out of bed and start work. Well, not quite true. I do my meditation, which I love. So we can remove this and that, and we can put that here, and that here. Now, do we get 5 waves up there, or do we get 3 waves up? That's my question. Either way, that's sort of target 1 here. So look, for the people that enjoy day trading this, you can also go long here as well and keep a stop just under here for that. In fact, you'd probably get it closer if you wanted to, because that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So you could probably put the stop right under here, under the 10. But we don't put stops on whole numbers, do we? And we're not going to put it at 9 in case we get stabbed out. And we can put it at 7. 7 is fine. But over the years, I've got best results at 6. So 706 would be the stop for this point at this stage. Just double check all of that. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going on here. I just need to think about it a little bit. But the main point is that we've got 5 waves off the low here. So that means that we'll get another 5, which will take us to 730. So if you are trading up there, which is, there are a few stocks trading up, then you'll need to take a percentage at the 730 there. And then you look for a classic trading levels pattern here, because we could get 5 waves up here. We could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I'm not sure. I've got to think about it a bit. Yeah, so I'll just leave that for the time being. We were fortunate enough to make some pocket money, so that's good. And Facebook. So what I was kind of looking for here is obviously a high above this wave 3 here. So we've got that. I still think there's another high to come, but we're also looking for a classic trading levels pattern, because we had the arrival here, the reaction here, the first high above here. So then we naturally look for an ABC pattern, and that's what we're getting at the moment. There can be the variation on the classic trading levels pattern, because the classic trading levels pattern drops back below the level here, comes down here for this. But this might be a case where it doesn't do that, and we look at the variation of that, and it doesn't drop below the level. So we use this high here to go long on, and then we find the second high here to go long on as well, just in case it doesn't drop here. But we always do that anyway. We just do that naturally. We always put the line across the top here to go long, and then we bring it down to the second one, and we just keep bringing it down until we, until we move into it. So that's sort of all just playing out reasonably well. Let's just go to the tick chart here. Look, it is a bit messy in here for this. I don't really get the time to look, to go back and ponder these guys. That's my problem. But I suppose you know, doing the stocks is quite good because it works with the indices as well in that way, you know. So when we spoke yesterday, we were looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and going up for wave 5, and I had a bit of problem with the top here. So I had this wave 3 and or I had the wave 5 in here. So we've moved past the A, B and C here for this. So we've got this move down here. We looked at going long above here, but that didn't get triggered in as well, just in case, you know. So that's kept us safe doing it that way. So that and this and this and this, we can just clean that up here. So, and this here. So what we need to do now, I suppose it could be like that too. I mean, what we can look at now is, I'm just shooting the breeze here. We can look at an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave down to this point. That's also possible. Leaving 5 waves in the middle here for that, as 1 and 2, 3, 4 is a bit dodgy because it overlaps that, but we'll just, it's not a perfect world. It's still quite primitive. We've still got borders and flags and things. It's all mine, mine, mine kind of attitude. I don't think that is wave 4 though. There, that's something else. So look, this is just a little bit dodgy. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that little spike there, you know, and then that would leave us with 5 waves down. So what we may need to do here is get rid of this. Sorry about all of this. We'll call that in there, and we'll just consider this as part of what's going on with the rest of the world at the moment. Something of this nature. So I'm going to remove this here and here. So I'm just guessing here. I think this is just in line with the S&P 500, you know. So I think we'll just play it out like this here, which really would make this wave 5 over here with wave 3 over here. I need to adjust the counts a little bit. So we're not going to worry about this today. Okay, and these 5 waves here should be 1 degree higher as well. So I'll just leave them for the time being. You don't need to watch that, but these need to be light blue to make wave A here for that. Wave A here with a little sort of AB. That might not be finished there either, that little 5 waves down. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that. Well, that could be the 3rd wave and the 4th and the 5th, but don't be surprised if there's another little move down here for that, okay? Not that it matters. What we're looking for here in the bigger picture, just being a bit philosophical about it, is we'll just consider this like the NASDAQ. I'm going to put that over here for that as well. That means that it needs to be in there like that. So 5 waves down, ABC, another 5 waves down, and we'll pick it up on this low here. So we'll try and build a position here, and then we'll build some on top of the major level here, and then we'll sort of scale in. We'll try and get sort of 2 or 3 positions in here, and that should take us up to maybe the 30 up here for that. We'll just be tracking 5 waves up here. So that's what we're going to be doing. Alrighty. That's just back to the NASDAQ, so that's good. Don't need that, I'll put that over there. And that's just the Australian market. So that's that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate the support. Thanks. Cheers.